Good morning, YouTube. It's me, Chima, your boy Chima. I have something to talk about that is an extremely taboo subject in the African American community, and it bleeds into other communities. What I'm going to talk about needs to be talked about because it needs to be talked about. I'm going to talk about the AIDS, HIV crisis in our black community, mass incarceration, SA in prison, sexual relations in prison, and down low culture, DL culture, and people having like baby daddies and baby mamas. About a couple years ago, I realized that all four or five of those things I mentioned are interrelated, and it plays on different things. I'm going to talk about DL culture, down low culture. That's a very taboo thing to talk about because African Americans historically have a very conservative culture, I guess, in regards to sex. I gotta be careful what I say. So lots of young black men are people think they're straight, but they're really seeing other dudes. So basically, they're bisexual, but people don't know that they're bi. Everyone assumes they're like women. They act masculine, they dress masculine, but they're on the DL. They do things with men. Well, it's got to a point where a woman in Indianapolis was killed because she exposed a man for being on the DL, and a man in Georgia killed his wife because she exposed him for being on the DL. The next thing that's related to is because it has to do with homophobia. Black people being homophobic is a very complex and controversial issue. Some black people are accepting of LGBTQ people, and what I think it boils down to is the black church and hip hop culture, which may be driving homophobia, but maybe attitudes have changed. I know a lot of people who are LGBTQ. I know at least three people who are trans. Two trans women, one trans man, and then I know a lot of gay people. My coworkers are gay, and I have gay coworkers. I've had gay coworkers in the past. I've worked with gay people. Black people, based on my African Americans, based on my experience, tend to be a lot homophobic. For example, like the pause, no diddy, no homo, etc. Yo, hey yo, yeah. So, and then I realized, not there was an incident at also HBCUs I think are also homophobic. There was an incident in fall 2002 or winter 2002 going into 2003. This was years ago at Morehouse College. The male students were showering. One male student didn't have his glasses, so the other guy thought he was like checking him out, and so he like punched him. He socked him. The guy who socked him, his father was like a pastor, and the guy didn't have his glasses, so he took it as him trying to get at him, like in a sexual way, as a sexual advance. That was that incident. I only found out about this a few years ago because in 2002 I was 11. Like when you're that age, you don't really follow the news like that. I followed the news, but I didn't really follow, or I didn't hear about it. That's down DL culture. There's people always talk about like when a celebrity they think is LGBTQ, like Queen Latifah or Tyler Perry, or they were also saying things like, oh, Omarion might be gay, but then in 2013 you had Jason Collins, rest his peace, rest his soul. He passed away. On around April 29th, 2013. I remember I was at UC Santa Cruz. I was turning in a paper. I got like 92% on it, despite working on it less than an hour earlier. I was happy. Then I heard Jason Collins came out of the closet, and Barack Obama congratulated him, and that was a defining moment because Jay-Z, who owned the Brooklyn Nets, the team that signed him, was part of hip hop. I don't know Jay-Z's views on LGBTQ people, but that was a breakthrough. Now, Jason Collins died from brain cancer a few years ago. God rest his soul. He was like 46 or so, or 47. Now, DL culture, I'm going to talk about is prison. Essay in prison. Men doing things with other male inmates in prison is a taboo, because if you talk about losing your manhood, you will be seen as, emasculated and not, and yeah, you basically, drop the soap, Bubba, you'll be his property, all those things in the prison. We all know that joke. And speaking of Barack Obama, he said he doesn't like prison great jokes. And then, so these men who either consensually or non-consensually do these things with other male inmates go back to their neighborhood and thinking that people won't talk about it, and then do stuff with their girlfriends, okay? And the girlfriend may not ask, or some people may say, oh, did you do, did this happen to you in prison or jail? Jails too. And then it's a taboo, because society always teaches men, especially black men, that you can't be a victim. You have to be tough. You have to be hard. You have to be hardcore. And then, so they're not going to say, oh, this happened to me in prison, because people will clown them. People will make jokes. Oh, I didn't know you get down like that. Oh, I didn't know you take it up like that. I didn't know you like that. So, see? So they stay silent. Then when they stay silent and pass this disease, this whatever HIV AIDS to their partner, yeah, oh, you have this. Or you went to Houston Rodeo in 2026 and now you have every HIV, every STI in the book. And there was one guy who did go to Houston Rodeo and got every STI. Like, oh my Lord. Now you have passing diseases, because people do not tell you who they're doing it with, because our society is a Judeo-Christian society, a hyper-normative society, that criminalizes, that looks down upon LGBTQ. We've accepted LGBTQ people more, but however, a lot of people, you know how it is. And then, the next thing I'll talk about is baby daddies and baby mamas. There's a lot of us in the black community. A black man has like 5, 6, 7 baby mamas. Okay, now the race of the women mostly could be black, some Latina, some white, a few Asian, or maybe some black, but mostly black, a few white. So it's going to affect other races too, because people date interracially. And black women who have many baby daddies. So what you're doing is you're having relations with different people and creating children with different people, and then it's creating this thing where, okay, you're passing around these things, and it's like everyone's sleeping with doing it with everybody. And then what was I going to talk about? DL culture, prison politics, prison sexuality, down low prison sexuality, baby daddy, baby mama culture, and passing around this. Yeah, I mean, a lot of HIV AIDS. That's a lot of people are not using rubbering, and they're getting it. And I feel like I'm not the first person to talk about this. Like, I just speak on what I see. Feel me? It's just, I see something, I speak on it. I decided to talk about this issue because it's a taboo, and I want to talk about it so we can have open discussion and open dialogue, so we can break the ice, break the stigma, break the taboo, set people hear what I gotta say about this. Because for example, we need to talk about it. What you do is, because not like what you do in the bedroom is not only your business, because you're passing around something that's deadly. You are being discreet. Being on the down low is being discreet, because your partner doesn't know what you're doing. They don't know you get down like that. You're being discreet, and you're procreating with more than one person. I don't know having kids out of wedlock, yeah, but with multiple kids, I don't know the general term, like the term, like the official term for people who have 5, 6 baby mamas and baby daddies, and I mean, then you have to throw in things like the criminal justice system. So a lot of black men and black women go to jail and prison. It has to do with socioeconomics. You can't raise a family when you're locked up. So when you're locked up, I guess your significant other is seeing someone else. So what happened is you're sleeping with other people after yeah, someone just texted me. It's all good. I'm gonna continue. So what you're doing is you are now in a position where you are being discreet about who you're doing it with. You're having different kids with different partners. They have different last names, same last names, look the same, but don't. Now, you have to understand that when people are living in bad socioeconomic conditions, they either sell drugs or hit licks or rob or do fraud or whatever they're doing. Or kill, murder, yeah, kill, or do whatever they're doing to go to these institutions. And then when you're in an institution, your significant other may not hold it down for you. They might creep. They might, cheat on you. So now it's a cycle of people are spreading these things around, these diseases, HIV, AIDS. People having different baby daddies and different baby mamas. Poverty and in the hood, like all these things. Then you have HIV, AIDS, and you have people on the down low. I remember the DL culture, because you see how people, when you see, oh, he's on the DL, people smirk, laugh. People have a wide range of emotions. It's betrayal too, because you're being discreet about who you're having relations with. Because they don't want to disclose that, oh yeah, I'm seeing a guy too, because you are seen as masculine, macho, black man, a YN, or whatever you be looking like, and then you wear baggy clothes, hip-hop clothes. No one suspects you of being, you don't act feminine. You don't have to be gay to be feminine, or like Prince. Prince was androgynous. He wasn't he was an LGBTQ icon for being androgynous, but he was heterosexual. He just was androgynous. Then people can be not androgynous, a man can dress like a man and see men. Because he knows if he acts like a certain way, people say, oh, that's what he is. So what I've been talking about for the past 13 minutes is this needs to be talked about more. You feel me? More. Because this is how, when you don't talk about something, the problem, closed mouths don't get fed, right? You don't ask a question, you don't get an answer. If you drag something under the rug, kick something under the rug, what you're going to do is just, problems ain't going to solve themselves. You have a problem, you need a solution. You can't just say, problem go away, problem pretending I don't see it. No, go away, back. No, it's going to blow up in your face. You have to talk about this. Now the ones with Indiana and Georgia, where a man on the down low killed a woman for disclosing his sexual orientation. Okay, he's doing life sentence. They're both in prison. I can say, do not walk up to somebody and say, oh, you did this in prison, you dropped the soap, or you did this, or you got bent over, you did this, they did that, or call someone a down low. You might get killed. You will get unalived. You better be careful. If someone's sexual orientation is extremely part of their identity, if you disclose it, that person will wild out and crash out and unalive you. You have to be PSA. Don't ever in your life go up to somebody, especially in front of hella people, and say, you did this in prison, you are DL, you're probably gonna lose your life. That's traumatic. Everyone's gonna say, oh, you. Okay, I'm done. I think I'm gonna talk about Cesar Chavez, and Africa Bambata and Chili from TLC and all those. So that's what I have to say.